Well, Tracy, I'm seeing the water still apparently rising. I checked about a half an hour ago. There's some markings here on the street for parking spaces. There was one right up there. That's our black SUV. It's right in that area. And a half hour ago, I could see it. It was exposed. Now it is covered with water. This area here in Beach Haven, you can see the water is very deep. I'm still on somebody's driveway. Not a good idea for me to keep going out that way towards Bay Avenue because the water just gets deeper and deeper. The water has been going into those shops over there and those restaurants. I spoke with a man a short time ago who lives here on this street, a longtime resident. He says the last time he saw water this high was in 2012.
This is very unusual. I've been here 31 years, and the last time I've seen water like this down here was when we had Hurricane Sandy.
Does this make you nervous at all?
Somewhat. My cars are up the street now. I don't know what's going to come tonight. I have a feeling it's going to be a little worse.
We hope that is not the case, but again, the water still seems to be rising. Water inside those businesses. There was 6 inches from the overnight high tide. Then we got to low tide this afternoon, and there was still water in the businesses, and that was before the flooding came up again. The chief of police here in Beach Haven texted me a short time ago. He said that he believes that this water so far is slightly higher than the levels they got here during Hurricane Erin, the impacts of Erin in August. So quite a bit of flooding. This was the high tide of greatest concern, and unfortunately, the wind is still coming out of the northeast. So that means that it is continuing to push more and more water from the ocean into Barnegat Bay, and that water is then unable to drain because it just keeps the water in there. That's basically stacking water on top of water. So hopefully people here are hoping the winds switch direction and help start pushing the water back out towards the ocean. Live in Beach Haven, I'm Ted Greenberg, NBC10 News.
And the advisories in New Jersey and Delaware remain in effect until later tonight as we take a live look at First Alert Radar.
Let's talk more about the rain and those winds that Ted was mentioning. Robert Johnson has an update on what's to come tonight.
And what Ted said is so crucial. The winds changing direction so that way the water can actually be let out of the inlets and the back bays. Here's the view of Atlantic City with the water just eating away at the beach. So yes, certainly beach erosion ongoing, and of course lots of coastal flooding. That's been the big issue. Our first alert remains in effect until 8 o'clock tonight for this coastal storm, 4 coastal neighborhoods, as flooding is currently in the moderate to major flood stage across some communities. But there is some good news. So here's the current coastal flooding intensity. You see that spin? That's where the area of low pressure is. It is pulling away from us, and it is weakening. Still across Little Egg Inlet at Tuckerton in Ocean County, still moderate flood stage there. But as the winds start to shift away from the northeast and then eventually out of the north, the flooding becomes less prominent. So Great Egg Harbor Bay at Ocean City now down to minor flood stage. That holds true through Cape May, all the way down into the Delaware Bay at Lewis. You see the yellow dot there, minor flood stage. And then you go up the Delaware Bay. It's still green there, so we're not talking about flood stage at that point as you go up the Delaware Bay into the I-95 corridor because the wind is coming out of the north, and that suppresses the ability for flooding to occur. Still, you have some light rain pushing in from that coastal low, sliding to the west, mainly for South Jersey and Delaware, all of it pivoting to the west, and some sprinkles and light showers for the city all the way back into the PA suburbs, and the same holds true for Delaware, especially around Dover and areas to the south. So we're still going to have some wind-driven showers and sprinkles over the next several hours.